again.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? The world is going crazy. It's going crazy out there. We got a story today that talks about a woman that I guess, of her religious stance. We'll talk about that more in the story. Let's turn off that music. I've had enough of that music. Anyway, just because of the name of the motorcycle club is what I'm thinking, but she's making all kinds of allegations against the club. And in this atmosphere today, everybody's not safe. But one thing I do know is bikers are going to fight back. We're just not going to lay down like all these other people who just want to lay down and let culture be changed, the whole 9 yards, because your feelings are hurt. Bikers are not like that. I'm sorry to tell you. Also, we got our wall of shame. Yeah, our wall of shame. And boy, does it burn the balls of these Leos, man. It's funny. I'm always getting the threats from the Leos or their supporters in email. You're not telling both sides of the story. You're always welcome to come on if you're featured in the wall of shame and, talk to me. I'm not saying it's going to be a freaking nice interview for you. I'm not one of these media outlets that are just going to sit there and pull your schlong. No, we're going to bring the jackhammers. You're accused of some stuff, man, and it always seems like you guys are accused of some freaky stuff, man. What's wrong with you people? You can't get charged with robbery or B&E or any of that stuff. No, you gotta get freaking charges of chromo and stuff. Ain't my fault, but hey, they just one arrest don't represent everybody. Well, you know what? What do you think? You guys do it all the time in the clubs. It's like the pot calling kettle black there. And then you're wondering why everybody nationwide is against the cops. I'm just saying, man. But wait until you see this one story coming up north, man. This is getting ridiculous. And I actually did an op-ed that's coming out today about where the hell are the men anymore? Especially bikers, man. It used to be ass whooping and there was no sign of weakness. But nowadays, man, they're a bunch of a lot of these new age bikers, man, you might as well just put diapers and a pacifier on them. Sad state of affairs, let me tell you. But first, let me cover this event before we go into the news. Yes, if you got an event that you'd like me to cover, make sure, you give a 2-week leeway before your event, and then I'll feature it and stuff. Also, don't forget to visit BaggerSyndicateCycles.com, man. Get your cool hats, cool hats like I got back there. All kinds of them, And you know what? You might just pick you up a hot babe, man. I've been seeing some of BaggerSyndicateCycles.com's freaking women that wearing them hats. My God. Yeah. It might actually make you feel like going in the corner and pulling on your pecker when you see them pictures, because boy, you got it going on, Paulie. Let me tell you, you got it going on. But let's cover this event real quick. Let's see here, the second annual CCIH DMM Biker Weekend. Yes. Rock and roll. This is the poker run being put on at Church by the Fort. The old man's soldiers, man. The old man upstairs soldiers are throwing themselves a freaking poker run. It's July 26th at 9:30 at 402 Constitutional Drive. And that is in Copperas Cove, Texas. There's going to be a Sunday service given by Russell Papa Bear Stewart. Live music by One Accord. Let's see here. The tickets are $10 individual, $15 for a couple. There'll be a silent auction, door prizes, food trucks. The Sylvania Tucker Memorial Park at 12641 East US Highway 190 in Kempner, Texas. Again, that is July 25th through the 26th. If you're in that area, get out there and get to that poker run, man. What you waiting for? Get out there, have some fun. Get out of there, freaking, we've been freaking sequestered and we've been freaking, put in, isolation. Get out there and enjoy a poker run, man, with these guys. It looks fun. Let me know how it goes if you guys get out there. So let's get to the biker news, shall we? Let's get it rolling. Sheboygan police investigate a bar fight. Now, this is an ongoing story, and I'm sure we're going to be learning a lot more in the coming days about this, by John D. Master, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Sheboygan police are investigating what was reported as a fight between two motorcycle clubs Sunday night. Right now, there ain't many details other than the fight was reportedly between the Hells Angels and the Sheboygan MC Bike Club. Police say the fight happened at the In the Bag Bar on Union Avenue. One person reportedly suffered serious head injuries. More information could be released. Yeah, well, we're going to be waiting for it, but that's Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And we'll let you know as more information comes around. We'll let you know who's in there, what happened, blah, blah, blah. The whole 9 yards. Biker Dad here. A 17-year-old biker student among those added to the memorial for the fallen bikers. Let's listen to a little bit about this right now from Chris Best.
First of all, just introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm Shannon Stewart, Patrick's mother.
And I'm Phyllis Law, Patrick's grandmother.
So, actually, can you step back into the sunlight a little bit? There's a lot of shadow.
Since he's been 3, he played football for Viger. This is his senior year at Viger High School. He was a real good kid. Did a lot of volunteer work with Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, that's just an outtake of his interview. You guys can actually see it at WKRG. But let's get into the gist of this. Poetry and prayers. These may not be the first things you would expect out of a group of bearded bikers in leather and bandanas hanging out at a local biker bar. One by one, they stood and read the prize. The hot Alabama sun beat down on them, gleaming off their biker vests and their sunglasses as they read the lines and choked back tears. Oh, wait a second. Bikers are actually human? Can somebody tell the mainstream media that, please? No, they haven't given up their motorcycle clubs to become a poetry group. This is an annual event to honor the bikers lost in the past year. Their names read aloud and then placed on a wall outside of Boondocks, a popular biker hangout. Now, that is really cool right there. In the old days, they used to do that with the military, especially if a bar was around the base. They used to have the wall. That is a good idea there, Boondocks, man. I'm sure other bars do it, but that's awesome stuff there. This year, the writers are placing the name of the youngest person they've ever had to read. Sad state of affairs right here. A 17-year-old Viger High School senior. Instead of graduation, Patrick Crawford's family had a funeral. He was killed just days before he was, the walk to stage. Quote, he'd been riding since he was 3, his mother, Shannon Stewart, told me. He was a real good kid, did a lot of volunteer work. Patrick's name was just one of about a dozen names read off at the Writers for Writers Memorial. The Biker Dad blog has covered several of their stories in the past year. Here's one on the wall is James Laydown Chelson. He was a vet. He was killed in a head-on crash on Highway 59. Again, if you're over on the radio, come over and check it out on the videos. His 11-year-old grandson, Caleb, is still in the hospital recovering from the same crash. Jermaine Doolittle did not die in the crash, but was instead a victim of murder. But he was a very well-known biker in the community. His name was also added to the memorial. Then you got Writers for Writers have been celebrating the lives of fallen bikers each May for about 8 years. but this year's memorial was postponed due to the coronavirus. And then they got additional bikers added to the memorial was Any Dad Parker, John Golson, Skip Pop Rajiski, Jungle Jim Turnell Sr., Claude Dog Webb Jr., James Laydown Chess, and we talked about Adam LeBaker, Bob LaPease, Darla Scott, Jason Slim Harris, and Patrick Crawford. Good stuff right there, man. It would be cool to see local biker bars doing that type of stuff, remembering our fellow riders. Now, let's go to our main story. Yes, our main story here. KSTP.com. And let's see who this is, by Beth McDowell. But let's take a listen in.
Quite a stir. A post with photos on social media has gone viral. And now a police investigation has been launched.
Of course. Of course. Uh-oh, what happened here? Well, I guess they didn't want to show us that, huh? Anyway, the downtown district of Stillwater is a magnet for visitors during the summer months, especially on weekends. It was Saturday night about 9 p.m. when a mom, Sophia Rashad, brought her 4-year-old daughter to a town for a meal and to see the St. Croix River. Rashad said they were sitting on the patio at Leo's Grill and Malt Shop when, according to her social media post, men wearing motorcycle vests with the words Aryan Cowboys with the insignia of a white supremacist biker gang, along with some Hells Angels, made their presence known along Main Street. Meaning they were just like walking down Main Street, right? Rashad said she is a Muslim, okay, has to put that out there, and wore a habib and clothing expressing her religion. She said she believes the group intentionally locked her eyes on her, gestured something, said intimidating comments, and made her uncomfortable to the point she was afraid. My God! I guess you can't even do anything in this country anymore. And yeah, you got people out there, and especially bikers voting on the left. You are morons, man. That's all I have to say is you're pure morons. But I guess, this cancel culture we got going on nowadays, you can't even walk down the street, lock eyes on somebody, and, mouth something. I guess that's a crime now. Throw out your free speech, guys. She blurted out as much to the restaurant staff. Rashad also used her cell phone to take photos of the group just in case, she said. Well, it's funny. She's taking, pictures of their back. What happened to them locking eyes on you? I'm just asking. Let's see here. Teenage Serbers who aren't being identified for safety reasons scooped up the little girl and carried her with Rashad in tow across the street to a hotel. Rashad also called Stillwater police. Why? Because they looked at you wrong. She filed a harassment report, and then officers escorted her and her daughter to their car and watched them drive away safely. This from the Stillwater police, because, they gotta, cower down to all these woke people. You guys got no balls. On June 27th at approximately 9 p.m., an adult female... Wait a second, 9 p.m.? Those pictures look like during the day. Maybe it didn't get dark yet, but it looked during the day. Was having dinner at a downtown Stillwater establishment and made contact with male subject who was wearing clothing often worn by motorcycle gang that displayed the words Aryan Cowboys. The adult female became uncomfortable and was escorted to her vehicle by employees of the restaurant of the Stillwater police officer. The incident will be reviewed by investigators of the Stillwater Police Department for potential criminal conduct. You're serious, right? Stillwater, especially the downtown district, is a popular location for motorcyclists, including on rare occasions motorcycle gang members. Do you call Leo clubs gang members? I'm just wondering, if they're wearing that kind of rocker, and are you considering them a gang? Some motorcycle gangs wear insignia on their vest that's offensive to others. Man, I do. I wear Confederate flags. I get real raw with my stuff. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe this. The mom of one of the teens who doesn't want to be identified said over the phone that she was proud of how the teenage servers helped out. The owner of the restaurant said his staff did the right thing and they're trying to process everything that happened. Well, what happened is... Oh, wait a second. We got Mayor Ted Kozlowski. Maybe you guys can, get a hold of this guy, too. He's a schluck. I'm incredibly saddened and disturbed that a visitor to Stillwater and her daughter didn't feel safe in our town. We welcome everyone here and do not abide racism or discrimination of any sort. I've reached out to Sophia to hear more about her experience. He's got a coddle to her because, you Minnesotians, man, with your Democrats up there. How do you guys live like that, man? I just want to know. How do you live like that? With these kind of people, leading you. It's no wonder you guys are schlucks. Anyway, I reached out to Sophia to hear more about her experience and to assure her that she and her family are welcome here. I've not heard back yet. I've also reached out to my chief of police, county attorney, and county sheriff. They're currently investigating the incident, and I hope to know more soon, including what action can be taken. I love this town, and as mayor, I want everyone to feel safe in our community, especially as the diversity of our residents and visitors continue to grow. Yeah, all your lefties are going up there. As we learn more about what transpired this weekend, we want to ensure everyone is safe and want to encourage people to call the police if they feel threatened. This world's going to a hell in a handbasket. Anyway, let's go to our wall of shame, shall we? This by Corey Graff. Yes, Corey Graff's wall of shame. Phoenix police officer charged with none other than sexual assault. Yes. Yep. That's their MO. Phoenix, Arizona, 3TV, CBS 5. A Phoenix police officer is accused of having sexual contact with two people who were in his custody. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office announced Wednesday court documents say Sean Pena, who has been on the force for 3 years, is facing 1 count of sexual assault and 2 counts of unlawful sexual conduct stemming from incidences on August 26th and June 1st, with 2 different alleged victims. In the 2018 incident, a woman said Pena forced her to have sex in the back of his patrol car after he arrested her in a city park in connection with a felony warrant. She said the assault happened at the railroad tracks near 3rd Avenue and Buchanan Street, and that he later took the 4th Avenue jail to be booked. Sean Pena, remember, you are in the wall of shame now. In the 2019 incident, another woman in Pena's custody reported that he touched her sexually and had her touch his genitals near 11th Avenue and Westland Lane right after he released her from his custody in connection with a welfare call. Police said DNA was collected from the initial incident in 2018, but that it did not match Pena. Woo, he might be getting away here. But interviews and video connected with the second incident prompted investigators to place Pena on administrative leave and submit both allegations to the Maricopa County Attorney. He has not been arrested or booked in jail, but instead was sent a summons to appear in court. Maybe he might be innocent. I don't know. The DNA didn't match. But let's go to my final thoughts. And yeah, my final thoughts is going to be a good one here. Okay, before my final thoughts, don't forget to visit us on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, all our podcasts and platforms. We're on all the majors. Take us to work. Take us on that ride. Listen to my annoying ass. Get over there, share it for us also on YouTube and all that good stuff. But, am I the only one getting annoyed by this cancel culture stuff? How is it in this country that now you can getting investigated for what you're wearing and the way you look at somebody, or if you mouth something, and if they feel intimidated, now all of a sudden it's a big national story because of it's because of the name of the club. I can guarantee you that. They're calling them white supremacists. Now they're calling them motorcycle gang. You had the Angels with them, so now it makes a big story. That is profiling at its best. And I encourage the Aryan Cowboys to go on Motorcycle Profiling Project's website, fill out the profiling survey, and that goes for anybody. Get over to MPP and fill out that survey. That only helps you. They don't take all your personal information. No, they take what happened to you and they use it to make sure they can get laws passed like they have in Washington, like the resolution in the House and the Senate against motorcycle profiling. What happened here was profiling. Now, the media is turning it as it's the biker's fault, but did they ask and get the Aryan Cowboy side of the story? No, they didn't. And if you're an Aryan Cowboy and you'd like to give your side of the story, give me a call, 847-957-1686, the studio number. We'll talk. We'll get your side of the story out there. I think it's more important than ever that clubs give their side of the story because mainstream media ain't going to do it for you. But we will. And what's even more funny is we got a bigger reach on the radio than any of these media outlets. I always say Spotify and iTunes, that's the place to be, man. That's the place to be if you want to listen to us, is because that is our large worldwide platform. I love radio. That's why we're set up as a radio thing. That's why, I do cover events. I do in-field productions, but my wheelhouse is radio. That's where our listenerships are. I know everybody likes YouTube and Facebook, which is cool. Yeah, awesome. But really, get on the radio, man, or you can go to motorcyclemadhouse.com. But I think it's more important than ever, like I said, to get your side of the story out, especially during these times. What are they going to try to do? Bust these guys for a hate crime just because they looked at somebody stupid? This is getting ridiculous, man. That's why where are the guys on the right? I'm just going to say left and right. Where are they? Besides hiding in the corner and letting everything happen. I think they're really behind everything that is going on with the left. I don't trust any of them. I really don't. Not after what's been going on lately, them hiding in the corner. I don't trust any of them. No, I never have, but I don't trust them. It's up to us, the people, to put up a fight now. There's only so much that the American people can take they're bowing down. And you know what? I can't stand Leo myself, but you got the mayor of New York bowing down saying they're going to cut $1 billion out of the budget. And here, New York is the number one target. We've seen that on 2001. But they're going to take $1 billion from their budget? That does not make any sense. But that's the way these leftists think, man. They bow down to these radicals. And nobody, especially God-loving Americans, shouldn't be. We should be standing up. As far as that story with the cop on, Corey's wall of shame, what did I tell you? It always involves that kind of stuff. But that kind of ties in with what happened up in Minneapolis. Not Minneapolis, but up in Minnesota, wherever it is. You know what? I don't even care where it is. It kind of ties in. They're trying to use club stuff, one incident, against everybody. You read it in the article. The cop said motorcycle gangs. Well, look what your people are doing. I don't want to hear, well, there's more of us than them. No, not a single one of you guys, not a single one should be even getting busted because of your oath that you took. But you get pissed. You email me, you cry and you whine. Why do you keep on doing this so-called wall of shame? It's because we want to make sure the biker community knows for everything you claim that motorcycle clubs do, I can find 3 or 4 of that your own do. So stop being stop being hypocrites, man. Stop being hypocrites. It's getting old. It really is. Again, don't forget, if you got an event that you want us to cover, give us at least a 2 or 3 week leeway, man, because we're just not going to cover your event the day before, because it ain't going to get any freaking traction from us. With that, be safe out there, and Algonia is on its way. I guess Algonia, they're pissed off, the locals and stuff, that they're still having it. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll have some coverage of that coming up. With that, I'll talk to you guys later.
I say goodbye, vamoose, adios, ciao, so long, get your hat jack.
The show is now available on Spotify and all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. Don't forget to become a subscriber on any one of these platforms so you can be notified right away when our weekly episode is uploaded so you never miss an episode.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Join our YouTube channel and get Motorcycle Madhouse and tons of videos related to the bikers. Join now by subscribing for free and become part of the Throttle today. Always free and always entertaining. Don't forget to visit us at www.harleyliberty.com for your daily biker news. Rock on!